Let's understand the Sealed TakerSpace letter of marque and rate it for different styles of play. Use the Sealed TakerSpace letter of marque to get the TakerSpace letter of marque, a workshed item. Once the model train set leaves standard in January, the TakerSpace will be the only workshed item available under standard restrictions. Use the TakerSpace letter of marque to put it into your workshed. Remember that you can install new workshed items once per day or up to 3 times on the day you ascend. Click on your workshed to visit the TakerSpace shop. Each day that your TakerSpace is installed during rollover, you get 3 each of stolen spices, robbed rums, absconded with anchors and misappropriated mainmasts, and 1 each of snatched silk and gaffled gold. This makes gold and silk the limiting factor when deciding which recipes to make each day in an ascension. Note that your TakerSpace supplies disappear when you ascend, but not when you install a different workshed item. Remember to use up all your supplies before ascending. So, what can you do with the supplies? There are 18 recipes altogether, which are added to your menu after the first time they're made. First are 3 equipment items which disappear at rollover. The offhand Deft pirate hook, costing 1 anchor, 1 mast, and 1 gold. The iron tricorn hat, costing 2 anchors and 1 mast, and the accessory Jolly Roger flag, costing 1 rum, 1 mast, and 1 silk. The Deft pirate hook can be equipped to add 20 to muscle, 10 to weapon damage, and have a chance to get a monster's item drop during the first 3 rounds of combat if you either attack directly with your weapon or use a weapon-enhancing combat skill such as lunging thrust smack. The chance of the Deft pirate hook getting the item is equivalent to the chance of the item dropping at the end of the fight. If the Deft pirate hook snags an item, it will not drop at the end of the fight. However, the Deft pirate hook may get a second copy of an item that is pickpocketed at the beginning of the fight. The iron tricorn hat can be worn to add 40 to hit points, reduce damage taken by 10, and gain the combat skill Iron Tricorn Headbutt for a chance to stun an enemy for up to 3 rounds of combat. Iron Tricorn Headbutt can be cast at most 11 times per day. This may be useful if you have trouble surviving just a few tough fights each day. The Jolly Roger flag is an accessory that can be equipped for an extra 25% meat from monsters, but also lowers encounters with monsters with above average meat drops for your current zone by 75%. As an example, in the goatlet, the dairy goat drops an average of 50 meat, the drunk goat 45 meat, and the saber-toothed goat 55 meat. If you equip the Jolly Roger flag, you will mostly encounter the dairy goat with its zone average of 50 meat and the drunk goat at the below average for the zone of 45 meat, giving you a better chance of encountering the dairy goat to obtain goat cheese that progresses the Mount McLarge quest. The saber-toothed goat will be encountered less often due to its above-zone average meat drop of 55 meat. Using the Jolly Roger flag may speed up several council quests whose zones have similar mechanics. Next are 2 tradable familiar hatchlings, the sleeping profane parrot costing 15 spices, 3 rums, 2 silks, and 1 gold, and the golden pet rock costing 7 gold. Put the sleeping profane parrot in your terrarium to get the profane parrot. Its familiar equipment is the profane eye patch, which adds 3 sleaze damage. The profane parrot prevents enemy attacks and does sleaze damage to enemies, though unfortunately it doesn't count towards the sleaze damage calculations in the bench warrant non-combat at the Mob of Zeppelin protesters. Put the golden pet rock in your terrarium to get the golden pet rock familiar, which does absolutely nothing and has no familiar equipment of its own. Pirrate's currrse is a potion costing 2 spices and 2 rums. Use Pirrate's currrse on yourself or someone else to give 20 adventures of the effect Pirrate's curse, which increases any usage of the letter R to a minimum of 3 R's in a row and doubles the number of R's if there's more than 1 in a row. The effect will only add lowercase r's. You lose adventures of the effect for every adventure spent or chat message containing the letter R. Next we have 3 consumables. The size 1 awesome quality booze, tankard of spiced rum costing 1 spice and 2 rums. The size 1 epic quality booze, tankard of spiced goldschlepper costing 2 rums and 1 gold, and the size 1 awesome quality food, cursed Aztec tamale costing 2 spices. Eat the cursed Aztec tamale to get 20 adventures of the effect Curse of the Tamale for an additional 10 spooky damage. Since each consumable is only size 1 and you can make at most 1 booze and food per day, they will not fill you up during an ascension. The tradable packaged luxury garment costs 3 silk and 2 gold, so takes a minimum of 3 days to make. Luxury indeed. Use the packaged luxury garment to randomly get one of 3 untradeable equipment items that make up the Governor's Daughter's Fancy Finery outfit. The hat, Governor's Daughter's Pearl Hairpin, which adds 20% to moxie when worn, the pants, Governor's Daughter's Petticoats, which adds 20% to muscle, and the accessory, Governor's Daughter's Lace Collar, which adds 20% to mysticality. You can zap any of these equipment items to change it into another in the set. Wear all 3 to get slight resistance to all elements, +1, change your avatar, and obtain a tattoo from the pretentious artist. Trick or treat in the outfit to get a rum ball, a potion that gives 20 adventures of the effect Rummy for an additional 30% booze drops. Since each equipment item gives a stat bonus with no minimum stat requirement to wear them, they may be a good pull from Hanks in a normal ascension. Next, there are 2 combat items, the Harpoon costing 2 masts and the Anchor Bomb costing 1 rum, 3 anchors, 1 mast, and 1 gold to make. The Harpoon can be used up to cause physical damage to your opponent, while the Anchor Bomb can be used up to banish an enemy for 30 adventures without using an adventure. Since the Anchor Bomb uses all the anchors you get in a day, you will not be able to make many other things if you choose it early in an ascension. Next, there are 3 tradable equipment items. The one-handed sword Chili Powder Cutlass costing 5 spices and 1 anchor, the accessory Groggles costing 6 rums, and the pants Silky Pirate Drawers costing 2 silks to make. Equipping the Chili Powder Cutlass adds 20 hot damage to attacks, wearing the Groggles adds 50% to the chance of booze drops, and wearing the Silky Pirate Drawers makes monsters less attracted to you and adds 50% to combat initiative. Each equipment item requires at least 2 days of supplies, so they cannot be made right away when you ascend, though of course you can choose to pull them from Hanks in a normal ascension. Use 1 spice to get spices, a combat item that can also be used as a meat smithing, cooking, or cocktail crafting ingredient. Spices also drop from giant sandworms and Knobgoblin master chefs, but it can be convenient to get them from TakerSpace without spending adventures. The tradable Jolly Roger tattoo kit costs 6 rum, 1 anchor, 1 mast, and 6 gold, so it requires at least 6 days of supplies. Use the tattoo kit to get a unique pirate flag tattoo. Finally, the quest item Pirate Dinghy costs 1 anchor, 1 mast, and 1 silk, so you can make it on the first day of an ascension. You can use it once per day. If you have not unlocked the Mysterious Island of Mystery, it will unlock it for you, saving several adventures. When you use the Pirate Dinghy, it will always restore 1,000 each of hit and mana points. Time the Mysterious Island unlock for when you also need the healing effect to get the most benefit. So how does the Sealed TakerSpace Letter of Marque measure up? The Pirate Dinghy is useful both during an ascension and after beating the naughty sorceress for a big dose of healing, and several equipment items help you survive in tough zones more easily. I rate TakerSpace 3 out of 5 stars for quality of life. The Deft Pirate Hook helps get more common item drops, and the Jolly Roger flag can be used to increase encounters with desirable monsters. I rate TakerSpace 2 out of 5 stars for farming. Most of the TakerSpace recipes help with one PvP minigame or another. For example, the Spices recipe helps craft extra spicy Bloody Marys, and the Groggles increase your booze drops. I rate TakerSpace 3 out of 5 stars for PvP. The Pirate Dinghy can save adventures for even the fastest of speedrunners, though the overlap in supplies needed for different recipes may limit additional savings. I rate TakerSpace 2 out of 5 stars for speedruns. I hope this helps you decide if you should pick one up.